But let's talk a little bit. First of all, pretty funny. I just read a tweet that was posted about 30 minutes ago, I believe. I could be wrong, but I thought it was about 30 minutes ago by Nintendo on Twitter, and they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, just in time for the holidays, the Nintendo Switch is now in stock at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Fry's, basically every major retail outlet in the United States." Oh, isn't that a coincidence? I just thought I would address this quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying all year, what Nintendo does is they control their supply chain to create artificial demand for their product. Now, I am not saying whatsoever that there's no reason to buy a Nintendo Switch. I actually completely disagree. In fact, this year, with games like Breath of the Wild, which honestly already was on the Wii U, but let's face it, no one bought a Wii U. Super Mario Odyssey, okay, in particular, is a killer app, I would say, for the Switch. Like, that alone, Super Mario Odyssey is the reason to buy a Nintendo Switch. Those two games are basically the reason to get a Switch. And definitely, I think that if you want to hands down look at everything that happened this year, console exclusives, 100% the Nintendo Switch is the console you want to get. All the first-party Nintendo titles are outstanding. They always are, right? But the bottom line is, Nintendo controls their supply chain, and they do it on purpose to create artificial demand. Ladies and gentlemen, there was no Switch shortage in 2017. There wasn't. The Switch is incredibly cheap to manufacture. It's a portable handheld system that is not even a home console. If Nintendo wanted to, they could have pumped out an unlimited amount of these things. What they did is what they always do. They controlled the supply chain to make sure that only limited quantities of the Switch would trickle out to stores to create what's called artificial demand. Some people want, they can't get it. Every time they go to the store, it's not in stock. It was done on purpose to create hype for the console when for relatively much of the year there was nothing coming out for it until Super Mario Odyssey released. And then all of a sudden, when Super Mario Odyssey released, oh my god, now they're available everywhere. Wow, what a surprise. So by the time Super Mario Odyssey had released, everyone had heard the Switch is hot. It's not available anywhere. You can't buy it. So of course everyone wanted one. Much like how the other gadgets and other early adopter gadget things get so hyped, right? People run out to buy the new iPhone every year and everything. It's pretty much the same thing with the Switch. It's hype based, and it's because Nintendo really knows how to control their supply chain. Now that being said, again, I'm not down talking Nintendo. I would actually say 2017 was Nintendo's comeback year after a ridiculously failed flop of a console generation with the Wii U. At least the Switch is doing something right in bringing games that we want. They bring a Mario game that's completely different, revolutionary. Zelda game that's completely revolutionary. It's doing the right things. So at least it instills some confidence in Nintendo that at least with their first-party titles, they're going to be pretty damned good this console generation. However, if you look at their third-party titles, they're terrible. All the third-party titles they've brought to the console are inferior to the versions of those games on other consoles. Skyrim, Doom, just look at all the games that have come out third-party. They're all terrible on the console. Yet you wouldn't know that because the Nintendo fanboys kiss the ass of the console so much. Oh, Doom's amazing on the Switch. Dude, it runs at half the frames per second as other consoles, and it doesn't even have half the graphical detail, and you're going to tell me it's good? Like, you're an idiot. That being said, again, I'm not trying to be totally negative. I think Nintendo did something right this year, but I just find it so hilarious that people still fall for this shit. That, oh, the Switch is now finally available. No, it was always available. Nintendo just didn't ship the units on purpose to create artificial hype during the year, so when the holiday season finally hit, everyone would run out and want it for Christmas. That's what happened here. Now, it's funny because some people say, oh, but didn't you hear that it sold this many consoles? It doesn't matter. Dude, guys, all you need to do is compare sales of the Switch to other consoles, and you'll see that it has not done as well. Other major consoles in their first year. Now, I'm not going to say the Xbox One because the Xbox One didn't do very well, but compare it to other major console launches, and you'll see that in reality, it didn't do amazing. It didn't oversell. Just because you throw a number out there doesn't mean that it's better than another console. The PlayStation 4 was insane in its first year. Xbox 360, don't even get me started on how many Xbox 360s fucking sold. Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to go on length about this.